Hi friends, good morning. Today we are going to discuss about the topic is heredity. What is heredity? Heredity, which means transfer of a special character from an organism, is passed from one generation to another generation. It is called as heredity. So what are the rules for the inheritance of traits? Inheritance, which means transfer. Traits, which means special character. So one character has to be passed from parents to offspring during sexual reproduction. So if the character needs to pass from parents to offspring, so what kind of rules has to follow? The first rule is the father and mother contribute equal amount of genetic material to the child, which means, for example, human being, we are having totally 46 chromosomes. So in that 46 chromosome, during sexual reproduction, 23 chromosome has been transferred from mother and 23 chromosome has been transferred from father to the zygote. So totally now the zygote, it has 46 chromosome. That is, equal amount of genetic material has to be contributed from both parents, father and also the mother. So in this heredity, most of the scientists has been worked in the heredity concept. Even though most of the scientists has been worked, Mendel's contribution is very important in the heredity. So who is Mendel? The full name of Mendel is Gregor John Mendel. He is also known as father of genetics. He was an Austrian monk. He worked in pea plant to understand the concept of heredity. So, because of the work of Mendel, he laid the foundation of modern genetics. So, while working in the pea plant, Mendel has formed three basic laws of inheritance. The first law is law of dominance, second law is the law of segregation, third law is the law of independent assortment. So while working in the pea plant, Mendel has taken 7 characters from the pea plants. So what are the 7 characters? So see here in this table, they mention dominant trait and also the recessive trait. First we will see what is trait. Trait is nothing but it is called as special character. Dominant, which means which character is going to be expressed in the offspring. The expressed trait is called dominant. Recessive trait, which means the character, even though it has been transferred from parents to the offspring, the character will not be expressed. So the unexpressed character is called as recessive trait. Understood? Okay, let's see what are the 7 characters. So the first character is shape of the seed. So Mendel has taken two different shape of the seed. One is round seed, second one is wrinkled seed. You might be seen before the structure of the shape of the pea. The green pea you might be seeing. So some green pea, it looks like round in shape. So some green pea, it looks like wrinkled in shape. So the wrinkled character is called as recessive character. The round is called as dominant character. So the second character is called as color of the seeds. So the seed, it may be of yellow color or it may be of green color. So the yellow color of the seed is called as dominant trait. Green color of the seed is called as recessive trait. So if the pea plant, it has green color seed, so that the recessive character has been expressed. That's why the pea plant, it has green color of the seed. So if the yellow color seed has been formed in the pea plant, that the dominant character has been expressed in the pea plant. That's why the yellow color of the seed has been formed. Understood? So the third character is color of the pod. Pod is nothing but the outer covering of the seed, that is called as pod. So it is green and also yellow in color. Shape of the pod in dominant character, it is completely full. In recessive character, it is constricted in shape. Plant height. Tall plant, it is coming under dominant triad. Short plant, it is coming under recessive triad. Next one is position of the flowers at leaf junctions and in recessive triad at tips of the branches. If the flowers has been formed only in the tip of the branches, there the position of the flower recessive character has been expressed. That's why in the tip region alone the flower has been formed. Last one is flower color. Flower color is purple and also white. Two different flowers has been formed in the pea plant. If the purple color flower has been expressed, that the dominant character has been expressed. So all this dominant and recessive character is formed. It's all because of the genes which the plant has. Understood? Our next topic is monohybrid cross. What is monohybrid cross? A cross between two parents possessing a pair of contrasting character is known as monohybrid cross. A cross between two parents which means it denotes both father and also the mother. So father and mother, they possess a pair of contrasting character. Contrasting character, it may be of any kind of character. For example, in Mendel's work itself, we have taken as an example, Mendel has chosen the 7 characters to work for heredity. So in the 7 characters, you can choose any kind of characters. Example, if we are taking the height of the plant, the dominant triad, it has tall, the recessive triad, it has short plant, right? So one parent, they carries tall plant. The second parent, they carries the short plant. So while carrying out such a cross, each parent is chosen to be homozygous. Homozygous, which means the tall character, it has been transferred from parents to offspring because of the gene. The gene only, it is going to be expressed all kind of characters from parents to the offsprings. Any kind of characters, any kind. For example, our skin tone color. So some people, they look very fair. Some people, they are having dusky skin tone. It's all because of the expression of the gene only. So in this gene, we are having two different allele. One is called as homozygous allele. Second one is called as heterozygous allele. What is the difference between gene and allele? The gene, it is going to express the character from parents to offspring. Allele, it is nothing but it is the specific character of a gene. For example, the gene, it is going to encode the eye color of the human being. Example, you can take the gene, it is going to encode the eye color of the human being. That is the role of the gene. So what is the role of the allele here? Allele, it is going to denote whether the human being should have blue color eyeball or brown color eyeball or black color eyeball. So the eyeball color is going to denote because of the presence of gene. So which color of eyeball does the human being should have? That is to be encoded by the presence of allele. That is the role of gene and the allele. Children, you all now clear about the gene and allele now. Okay. Okay, here Mendel already he said 3 laws of inheritance. The first law of inheritance is dominance. What is the law of dominance? When an organism is heterozygous for a triad. Heterozygous, which means it has 2 different allele for the gene. For example, if the plant has taller in height, which means the taller, it denotes the presence of gene. But the gene, it has 2 alleles. One is dominant, second one is recessive. So in that dominant and recessive, which allele is going to be expressed, that character is going to be expressed in the offspring. I'll give, okay, here I can able to explain about the monohybrid cross with beautiful example. So here I have taken the example from Mendel's character itself, tall plant and also the dwarf plant. Tall plant, it has been expressed because of the presence of dominant allele. Dwarf plant, it has been formed because of the expression of short allele, recessive allele. So here they mentioned in red color, they mentioned the allele. So as I said before, allele always present in the paired form. That's why they have mentioned 2 times capital T here. Capital T which denotes tall plant, small t which denotes dwarf plant. Dwarf is nothing but it is a short plant. So it is a parent plant. So tall plant is one parent, dwarf plant is another parent. Now we are going to do a reproduction here. So while doing reproduction, gamete has been formed. So while the formation of gamete, only one of the allele from the parent has been transferred from parents to the offspring. That's why in the 2 capital T, only one capital T has been transferred. In the 2 small t, only one small t has been transferred. And now this capital T and small t both get fused and it forms a capital T and small t. Children, don't get confused about this alphabet. It's all for your understanding purpose only. T, it is nothing but it is the presence of allele. Allele is nothing but a specific character of a gene. It is called as allele. So see now in this F1 generation, capital T and small t has been formed. This is heterozygous allele. Why it is called as heterozygous allele? Because 2 different allele, capital T and also the small t is present. So 2 different allele is present. That's why it is called as heterozygous allele. In this heterozygous allele, which allele is going to be expressed, that allele character has been expressed in the offsprings. So here in this F1 generation, capital T allele is going to be expressed. So in F1 generation, all the plant is going to be formed in the tall size. Capital T, it denotes tall. So capital T is going to be expressed. So all the plant is going to be grown in a tall manner. So what is F1? F1 is nothing but the full form of F1 is first filial generation. First filial generation. F-I-L-I-A-L. Filial. First filial generation. It is nothing but while crossing the 2 different parents, the first offspring will be formed. So that first offspring is called as F1 generation. Next. Now, the Mendel's question is, the tall plant has been produced. So, in the tall plants, do all the plant it is having homozygous form of allele or heterozygous form of allele? That is a question arised in the Mendel. So, Mendel need to check the allele formation. That's why now Mendel has done the second step. In that second step, what the Mendel did, which means Mendel has taken the F1 generation plant and he has crossed the F1 generation plant with the same F1 generation plant. So capital T, small t allele is now crossed with the same capital T, small t allele. Now the gamete is formed. The formation of gamete is capital T and small t. In order to check the formation of allele, Mendel has drawn a Punnett square. So this table, this checkerboard table, it is called as Punnett square. Punnett. Why it is called as Punnett square, which means this table was introduced by the scientist Punnett. That's why it is called as Punnett square. Okay, so after the formation of gamete, what is the next step? So yes, right. Now F2 generation is going to be expressed. In F1 generation, all the plant will be grown as a tall plant. So what happened to the F2 generation? So unexpectedly in F2 generation, quarter portion of the plant has been grown in a short form. Almost 3:1 ratio in 3% of plant has been grown in a tall manner. 1% of plant has been grown in a short manner. Let's see how it is formed. So look out the table now. This is capital T, small t. This is called as gamete. So gamete we need to enter both in the upper side and also in the left side. So we need to cross the gamete now. So capital T is going to be multiply with this capital T. So capital T multiply capital T. What may be the answer? Right. Capital T, capital T. The same manner we are going to multiply with small t and also the capital T. So small t is going to be multiplied with capital T. In the first row, last box, we need to mention capital T, small t. Anything you can write small t, capital T, or else capital T, small t. Both are right only. In the second row, first box, we need to cross the gamete. Capital T with small t. So we can get capital T small t and small t with small t. We can get small t small t. So here you can see a beautiful concept how the tall character is going to be expressed and how the dwarf character is going to be expressed. The tall character, if it is going to be expressed, which means the allele, it may be of homozygous or it may be of heterozygous condition. In both the condition, only the tall character is going to be expressed. Dwarf character never expressed in heterozygous condition. Children, understood? So look at the table now. In the box, first box, capital T, capital T. So obviously it is homozygous. So here tall character is going to be expressed because both the allele it is carrying tall character. So tall character is going to be expressed here. So in the second box, you can see capital T and small t. So here heterozygous condition has been expressed. In this heterozygous condition, obviously tall character is going to be expressed. So when the dwarf character is going to be expressed. So dwarf character is going to be expressed only in the homozygous dwarf allele condition alone. So look at the last box, small t, small t. So if the allele combination is like this only, dwarf character, which means short plant can able to grow. Children, understood? Now the monohybrid cross ratio is phenotypic ratio. What is phenotypic? What is genotypic? Phenotypic is nothing but it is a physical appearance. While looking the plant itself, you can able to say this is tall plant and this is dwarf plant. So in this 4 offspring, 3 plant is a tall plant and 1 plant it is a dwarf plant. In that one plant, homozygous dwarf allele has been formed. That's why the plant has been grown in a short manner. Other 3 plants, the allele formation either it may be of a homozygous tall allele or it may be of a heterozygous allele condition. That's why all the 3 plants has been grown in a tall manner. Coming to the genotypic ratio. Genotypic, which means genetic appearance. How we can calculate this genotypic, which means they mentioned here is 1:2:1. 1, which means how many homozygous tall is present, how many heterozygous tall is present, how many homozygous dwarf is present. While calculating this, we can able to find out the genotypic ratio. So in this Punnett square, only one homozygous tall is present. That's why they mentioned as 1. Heterozygous tall, 2 plant has been grown. That's why they mentioned as 2. Last one is homozygous dwarf condition. Only 1 plant has been grown. So genotypic ratio has to be calculated by the formation of homozygous or heterozygous allele. phenotypic ratio has to be calculated by looking the plant itself. Either it is a tall plant or else it is a dwarf plant. Understood about the monohybrid cross? Okay. Our next topic is dihybrid cross. Di, which means here we are going to take a two different character. After that we are going to cross the plant. This is called as dihybrid cross. So that two different character, anything you can take. You can take either seed shape and seed color, or else tall plant and also the flower color. Anything, any two characters from the 7 characters you can take, and you can form the dihybrid cross. So this dihybrid cross is the best example for the Mendel's law of segregation and the law of independent assortment. So what is independent assortment? The allele of two different genes get sorted into gametes. So two different gene allele has to be taken, and this allele has to be sorted. Sorted, which means separated while the formation of gamete. So while gamete formation, which allele is going to be expressed, we cannot able to decide. So all the control should be taken by the gene of the plant itself. So which gene is going to be expressed, that to be decided by the particular DNA of the plant. That is called as independent assortment. So I have given the best example for you here. Here I said before dihybrid cross. Di, which means here we are going to take two different character. In monohybrid cross, we have taken only one character, which is tall plant and also the dwarf plant. Here we are going to take two character. See the first parent YYRR, capital Y, capital Y. It denotes yellow color of the seed. Capital R, capital R. It denotes the shape of the seed. Capital R, it denotes round shape. Clear? So see the second parent, small y, small y. So here if it is yellow color, what may be the second parent? Is right, small y, small y. It denotes green color. Green is the recessive character. Small r, small r. It denotes wrinkled seed. So here we have taken two different characters. Yellow color, round seed, and green color, wrinkled seed. So yellow color, round seed is the dominant triad. Green color, wrinkled seed is the recessive triad. Both are homozygous condition. So while the formation of gamete, in that yellow color, we are having two allele, capital Y, capital Y. In that capital Y, only one allele is going to be transferred while the formation of gamete. In the R which denotes homozygous dominant round seed. So in the two allele, capital R, only one allele is going to be transferred from the parent to the gamete formation. That's why capital Y, capital R we have taken, and small y, small r we have taken. Children, have you cleared about in the step? Okay. The next step, as usual, first generation has been formed, F1 generation. So in the F1 generation, what is the combination? You can see here, easily you can get the answer. Capital Y multiply with small y, capital R multiply with small r. So capital Y, capital R, small r, small r. Here we got two characters. One is yellow color, second one is seed shape, round or wrinkled. So obviously in first generation we got heterozygous allele formation. What I said before, in heterozygous allele, which is the dominant allele, that character is going to be expressed. So here yellow color, capital Y, small y is present. So obviously capital Y character is going to be expressed. So what the capital Y denotes? Yes, it denotes yellow color. So yellow color will be formed, and capital R, round R. Capital R, round R, heterozygous condition. In this heterozygous condition, the dominant allele is capital R. Obviously, the seed shape is round. So yellow color seed round shape seed will be formed in the first generation. Coming to the F2 generation. So as like monohybrid cross, Mendel is now crossed with F1 plant with the same F1 plant. Self-pollination is going to be done. So F1 plant, capital Y, capital R, small r is now crossed with same capital Y, capital R, small r. So here the gamete formation has been formed. Look out the Punnett square here, how the gamete formation will be. Now we are going to cross the capital Y with capital R and small r. Next, we are going to cross the small y with capital R and small r. Children, have you all cleared? Look out the F1 generation step. In this F1 generation step, capital Y is present. First, we need to get the gamete. That's why we need to cross the capital Y with capital R and small r. Second step, we need to cross the small y with capital R and small r. So we can able to get 4 different type of gamete here. Capital Y cross with capital R. Now we can get capital Y, capital R. Same thing, capital Y now cross with small r. You can get capital Y, small r. Small y, now you are crossing with capital R. You can get small y, capital R. Small y, now you are crossing with small r. You can get small y, small r. This is the gamete formation. So same gamete you have to write in the left side also. Clear? Okay. So now you need to make a cross. So the first gamete which is present in the top side should be crossed with the first gamete which is present in the left side. Okay, while crossing, you need to enter the answer in the first box. Capital Y, capital Y, capital R, capital R. Second, how do you need to cross, which means the top second gamete should be crossed with left side first gamete. Clear? So the top second gamete is capital Y, small r. It should be crossed with left column first gamete, capital Y, small r. Capital Y, capital Y, capital R, small r. Clear? So the third box, how it should be filled with means the third gamete which is present in the top should be crossed with left side first gamete. Small y, capital R should be crossed with capital Y, capital R. Now you can get the combination capital Y, capital R, small r. So same thing should be done for the last column also. So how do you need to fill the Punnett square, which means the first row of Punnett square, how can you get the answer, which means the 4 gamete which is present in the top column should be crossed with left side of the first gamete so that you can get the answer for the first row. The second row, how can you fill, which means the 4 gamete which is present in the top area should be crossed with left side second gamete. Clear? So that you can get the answer for second row. Third row, how do you need to fill, which means the 4 gamete which is present in the top area should be crossed with left side third gamete. Clear? Same thing happened for fourth box also. Okay, now you have done the Punnett square. Now you need to get the answer. Answer, which means how many yellow color seed, how many round sheet should be formed, how many yellow color seed, how many wrinkled seed should be formed, how many green color seed, round seed should be formed, how many green color seed, wrinkle sheet should be formed. You need to calculate. So how do you need to calculate? As I said before, yellow color is a dominant character. So the dominant character should be formed both in homozygous dominant and also the heterozygous dominant. So if the allele is present in homozygous condition, or else if the allele is present in heterozygous dominant, you can get the yellow color seed. So the same thing happen for round seed also. Round, it is a dominant character. So round, it is a dominant character. So how the dominant character should be formed? While crossing with the homozygous dominant and also the heterozygous dominant. So if you are having homozygous dominant, or else if you are having heterozygous dominant, in both the condition, you can get the round seed. Clear? So see the first box, capital Y, capital Y. So both are homozygous allele. Obviously yellow color will be formed. Capital R, capital R. Both are round, homozygous condition. So obviously round will be formed. Look out the second table, capital Y, capital Y. Both are homozygous allele. So obviously yellow color will be formed. Capital R, small r. Here heterozygous condition has been formed. Heterozygous condition also dominant character only to be formed. So when the recessive character to be formed, only in the homozygous recessive allele formation alone, recessive character should be formed. Clear Kana? Okay. You can make a calculation and you can get the ratio. The ratio is 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. Why they mentioned here 9 by 16, which means totally we got 16 different ratios. In that 16 different ratios, 9 ratios. So 9 seed will be formed in yellow color round seed. So 3 seed will be formed in green color round seed. 3 seed will be formed in yellow color wrinkle seed, and only one seed is a homozygous recessive condition, that is green wrinkled condition. So this is the calculation for allele formation which has to be done by the John Grieger Mendel. Okay friends, I hope you all understood about this video. So if you have any doubt, you can call me. I will clarify your doubts. Thank you.